Because that's significant. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many people did your study? Like when you said the study, and I'd love to underline that. Like you just said, the biological aging. So strength went up, speed of walking went up, and overall sense of well-being went up. And the only intervention was therapeutic plasma exchange, plasmapheresis, correct?
Yes.
What was the sample size of that most recent study that you did?
We had 4 groups, 10 patients in each group, 40 patients altogether.
And what was that mean age, the average age of those people?
The age?
Yes, yeah, the average age of those people.
75.
75, that's significant. Wow. Actually, can we just go back? Who was the first person, like who actually was the first person that, I'm going to use the word, invented therapeutic plasma exchange?
It's tough to pinpoint a name. The first plasma exchange was done in Sweden for a rare disease that is characterized by thickening of the blood, and they removed the plasma, which was like a jello, and replace it with albumin and saline at the time. So they were the first ones to do that. So if you want names,
How long ago was that?
This was, I believe this was in the 40s, 50s.
Yeah. And then, sorry, and just following that stream for a second, how did they know? So with what I've read, my understanding is that the saline, the physiological fluid, it's 4% albumin. How did that number eventuate? Is that what is naturally occurring in the blood, in the plasma? It's about 4% albumin anyway. So we're just mimicking nature?
No. Well, the normal percentage of albumin in blood is 2.5%. So this one is double the dose. 5% is double that. And the reason it is done is because albumin is used in conditions where the patient is in shock, or the patient has some horrible disease, the blood pressure is low, and the blood pressure has to go up. So the oncotic pressure of the fluid that is infused is very important. So that's the reason it's 5%.
Got it. And then now jumping back to a point that I was going to ask, you said from 3% to 1%. What were some of the side effects of plasmapheresis that you guys have noted, experienced even?
The most common side effects are due to the anticoagulant, the blood thinner that we use. It contains citric acid, and citric acid blocks calcium. So the patients develop usually mild hypocalcemia. And this is characterized by tingling on the fingers, kind of tingling around the mouth. These are the mild side effects, and we decrease the anticoagulant infusion at that point, give them more calcium, or sometimes have calcium to chew, it goes away. But if you control the level of calcium during the procedure, this doesn't occur. I mean, I'd have to tell you that from 2017 till now, we haven't seen a single hypocalcemic event.
No, that's fantastic. How long does the actual process take? I go in, I lay on the bed, I get connected up, and then how long does the process take? And how much fluid actually are you taking literally from the body? I guess, can we say an average sized man? Because I imagine it might be slightly different for a bigger person compared to a smaller person.
Right. So the procedure takes about 2.5 hours, to 3 hours at best. Sometimes only 2 hours if the patient is relatively small. We aim of removing and replacing one plasma volume, and this is calculated by body weight hematocrit. So, yeah, the patients are comfortably laying in bed. They watch TV. They usually their fingers are free to play with their phone or computer.
God forbid they just lay there for 2.5 hours in this modern world, Dobri.
I sleep through it, so because otherwise I don't have time to sleep, but this gives me a chance to sleep for 2 hours.
How often, how many times have you been through the process?
Well, I'm an outlier. That's not important. What's important
Okay,
is
fair enough.
what we have observed in we we did uncontrolled trials and we treated patients once a month for 6 months. Then in the protocol, we used two different schedules. One is 2 treatments per month, usually in 1 week for 3 months, and this seems to be working very well.
Two
So having
treatments.
said that,
Sorry, repeat that. Sorry.
having said that, this is not the whole story because aging is a chronic disease, so it requires chronic treatment. At the moment, we don't know how often do we have to treat patients after the initial treatment. We don't have that much data yet. We are following people, but we don't know. It turns out, unsurprisingly, that everybody's different. You may need so many, I may need more. So we don't know. At the moment, we recommend 2 to 4 treatments per year.
2 to 4 treatments per year. And that was actually beautiful. Aging is a chronic disease. I've never heard that before. And as aging is a chronic disease, 2 to 4 treatments per year for as long as you can.
For life.
Yeah.